Now, when I started building my own HR tech startup, I thought I was solving a human problem. Hiring, onboarding, culture, the whole lot. But very quickly I realized something uncomfortable. HR wasn't struggling because it lacked good people. It was struggling because it was using human bandwidth to do work that a well-prompted AI could handle before your morning coffee went cold. And the more I dug in, the more I saw it. AI wasn't coming for HR. AI was about to become HR. The entire function, from recruitment, screening to compliance monitoring to performance reviews, was on the cusp of being absorbed by agents that don't clock off, don't get imposter syndrome, and frankly don't care whether the Christmas party had a free bar or not. That realization completely changed how I thought about building companies. And today, I want to share that framework with you, because what's emerging isn't just AI replacing jobs. It's the birth of something entirely new. We're calling it the post-role organization. Here's a hot take, and I need you to sit with this one. We're moving from job description, rigid, specific, outdated, and the moment they're written, to what I'm calling mission parameters, fluid, dynamic, agent-ready. In a seven-figure SaaS business right now, you don't need a head of payroll, you don't need a governance architect, a human whose entire job is to manage, audit, and direct the AI agents that handle the payroll. That's a different skill set. That's a different hiring brief. And if you're still posting job ads in 2026, let's say 3 years of experience in payroll processing, you're building a team for a world that no longer exists. Let me walk you through 3 departments where this is already happening. And I promise you, by the end of this, your whole view about headcount will have shifted. Let's start with finance, the department that's always been good at keeping score. But now, the scorekeeper's been automated. Beyond invoicing, AI is now handling what's called triple entity accounting, where every transaction is simultaneously recorded to your books, the counterparty's books, and an immutable blockchain ledger. And real-time treasury management, where cash flow is monitored and optimized continuously, not at month end when your accountant finally stops replying on WhatsApp. The World Economic Forum has projected that over 7.5 million data entry jobs will be eliminated by 2027. Data entry, the bread and butter of a traditional finance team, and it's already going. So what does the lean shift look like? Your finance team shrinks from 5 people to one strategic finance lead, a human who interprets the anomalies, not the transactions. The agents are monitoring every single transaction against current tax law in real time. If vendor overcharges you by 2p, the agent disputes it before you even see it in the bank account. And it's not science fiction. It's 26 operations for any lean, well-structured company. Your finance team wasn't bad at their jobs. They were just doing jobs that the machines can now do in milliseconds. Right, legal and compliance. This one's a bit spicy. Traditionally, you spend somewhere in the region of 20k a quarter on an external audit. Consultants come in, review contracts, check you're not falling foul of GDPR, write a report, send an invoice, and disappear until next quarter. Meanwhile, your data has been leaking, your contractors have been signing off-brand NDAs, and someone in engineering pushed a commit that references PII directly in the logs. The AI takes contracts, redefining GDPR monitoring, know your customer, refreshes. All of this can be handled by what we're calling a compliance agent. And here's where it gets interesting. This isn't an agent that reports a data breach. It's one that revokes access the minute it detects a policy is violated. It's scanning GitHub, Slack, even Threads, not to spy, but to save you from that 1.7 million ICO fine, because under GDPR, that's very much on the table. Since 2023, AI adoption has already removed 18% of standard HR recruiter roles alone, added new ones in algorithms and AI ethics. The compliance function is undergoing the same shift. Fewer auditors, more architects. Product and engineering, the place where mid-level developers used to live. Here's the new structure. I'm calling it the hourglass squad. Why? Because it's wide at the top, narrow in the middle, and wide again at the bottom. The mid-level is gone. AI already handles writing unit tests, refactoring legacy code, and generating documentation. The exact task that mid-level developers spent most of their time on. Software companies have already reported up to a 47% reduction in manual QA testing roles, with a corresponding rise in test automation engineers. The new engineering team, you hire a senior architect, someone who sets the intent, defines the system design, makes the critical decisions, and then you hire two what I'm calling super juniors, highly capable AI native engineers who can direct and qualify the coding agents that churn out the syntax. The magic isn't in the code anymore, it's in knowing what to build and whether the machines built it correctly. That's a human job for now. So if machines are doing the work, what does HR actually do? In 2026, HR becomes the Department of Human-Machine Synergy, and there are 3 seismic shifts happening right now. Shift 1, the death of the annual review. AI transcribes every meeting, it tracks every GitHub commit, every Jira ticket, every Slack thread. HR no longer needs to sit down in December and ask, so how do you think that this year went? They already have a real-time performance sentiment dashboard. HR's job shifts from evaluation to intervention, spotting burnout patterns before the employee can even know that they're running on empty, catching disengagement when it's a whisper, not a resignation letter. Research shows that jobs relying on emotional intelligence have only 19% automation risk, precisely because this kind of work still requires a human to act on the data and not just collect it. Shift 2. The gatekeeper war in recruitment. Here's where recruitment gets genuinely weird. In 2026, candidates are using AI to write perfect CVs. More alarmingly, they're using deepfake technology to pass initial video screening interviews. That technology exists right now, and HR departments are largely unprepared for it. HR's new role isn't checking for skills because AI agents can mimic skills. HR's role is verification and ethics. They're looking for one thing that above all else, high agency. The ability of a human to lead a team of robots, to make judgment calls, to take the responsibility when the agents get it wrong. Junior HR coordinator roles have already seen a 26% decrease in job listings at companies automating candidate screening. The humans who remain in recruitment aren't screeners, they're verifiers of human capital. Shift 3. The compute versus headcount budget decision. This is perhaps the most profound shift and the one that puts HR in a room it's never been before. HR now sits with the CTO at budget time to answer the question, do we hire a new ops manager at 90k or do we license a family of AI agents for 15k? That's a real decision being made in boardrooms right now, and HR has to be equipped to make it intelligently because you are now managing a hybrid workforce. Maybe 50 humans and 500 agents. IBM's Ask HR system already handles over 11.5 million employee interactions annually with minimal human oversight. The HR profession of the future isn't a people person. They're a systems thinker who also happens to be a people person. Here's the thing. The companies that are going to win in the next 3 years are not the ones with the most headcount. They're the ones with the most intentional workforce. A small group of high agency humans directing a well-designed fleet of agents built around mission parameters rather than job descriptions. The World Economic Forum says 41% of employers intend to reduce headcount because of AI, but those same employers are creating new roles in AI ethics, agent oversight, and human-machine strategy, and they simply didn't exist before. All skills are now earning wages that are on average 25% higher than those without. The question isn't whether AI changes your organization, it already has. The question is whether you're the person shaping that change or the one that it happens to. So go back to that job description, the one HR sent you on day one. Look at every task on it. Which ones could an agent do right now? Which ones require you? Because that gap, that's where your entire career strategy needs to live. If this landed, smash the like button. It genuinely helps more people find this. And if you're building a team right now and you want to think through what a human agent hybrid workforce actually looks like for your business, drop it in the comments. I read them all. I'll see you in the next one.